I'm going to show you how you can start fixing devices like TronicsFix, Joey Does Tech, Italian Retro Guy, myself, and so many other YouTubers. So you'll have that aha moment by the end of this video. Time and time again I'm asked, what tools do I need to get started? Or how do I even begin to take something apart? Well, my friends, this is the roadmap to learning. Okay, so for this first video in the series, I'm going to tell you exactly what tools you're going to want to get. We don't need anything expensive or anything crazy right now. We just want to learn what are the basic tools to start fixing our devices. So one of the very first things that I would start off with, a screwdriver set. Now, this screwdriver set comes with many different bits. This is a very simple kit. Now, because this is the kit that I use on a daily basis, I do have some missing bits here. Generally, these screwdriver kits come with all the necessary bits that you need to take apart cell phones, game consoles, and they have a few extras in there as well. And yeah, you can get away with a cheap Chinese toolkit. You don't need anything like iFixit or anything super special. Now, you may be wondering, Chase, you do have some screwdriver bits over on the edge of your silicone mat. What are they? These are the three most common bits you will see when using game consoles. These three bits right here are T8, T9, and T10. They are a security bit, so they do have a hole in the center. All you do is you take your screwdriver driver and you just slide it right in, and it's magnetized, and then you can just start actually unscrewing the screws to your device. You got T8 and T10. Those are the most common screw head sizes for Xbox consoles, and then you got T9, and then you have your PH0 or PH1 that you can use for PS4, PS5, etc. So two of the most common game console manufacturers, Sony and Microsoft, use these three bits. But of course, then you have to have the odd one out, the Nintendo Switch. What does the Nintendo Switch use? So the Nintendo Switch uses a PH00 and a tri-wing screwdriver. I believe the size is 1.5, and I think a 2.0 tri-wing will also work. With the screws that are inside most game consoles, I mean, really you only need like 4 to 5 different bits. So when you buy one of these kits, I mean, there's so many extra bits here that you probably won't ever end up using, but they're here if you need them for other devices. As you learn, you'll be able to fix more devices that will require some of these bits. Now, the second most common thing, my biggest suggestion, would be to pick up one of these silicone mats. These silicone mats usually have places where you can put parts in. Not all of these mats will be the same, but I will link the best one that I think would work for you in the description. And they have lots of spots where you can just put things like my multimeter probes and voltage injection probes, flux, and please don't let voltage injection or flux scare you. It's actually way more easier to understand than you think. Also, it has spots for you to put screws in order. So if you're working on like a Nintendo Switch or a cell phone that has very small screws, you can just fill this up here. Now the other common tools. Pry Tools. Whether using metal or plastic, these both work super well for fixing game consoles. Whether you need to kind of pop in something to take it apart, or an Xbox One S where you gotta kind of get under there and pop it open, these both do the job so well. Now don't get scared with this next tool. A multimeter. This is a Fluke multimeter. This one is a higher end one. This is actually my dad's. The one that I use is actually on the bench up here, but it's a bench multimeter. Now remember, don't be afraid of this tool. This tool is your absolute best friend when it comes to fixing any device. Fixing electronics is not scary and is not hard to understand. You just take your time, go slow, you can learn it, it's gonna be great, and you're gonna do great. Now this next thing is not a tool, but is definitely something that I would recommend buying a lot of. Q-tips. I use Q-tips with almost every single repair that I do. Now the best thing to pair with some Q-tips is some alcohol. Now this is alcohol that you can buy at pretty much almost any store that you can go to. I use 91% because it's the most readily available. A lot of people recommend 99%. I mean, 91% is like just not too far off from 91, so I mean, I can get that quicker, so I just use 91%, but you can also use 99% as well. But Q-tips and alcohol are paired together best for cleaning, and it just makes so much sense if you need to clean an area of a motherboard or you gotta clean up some dirt on your game console. This is what you want to use. In future videos, we're gonna go over more tools, how to diagnose a device properly, and how to accurately solder. Now, if you're curious like I was on how to micro solder and you just wanna jump in and just see how it's done, then I'm gonna recommend this video right here. You can hang out with me there and see how it's done. And if you haven't already, subscribe.